Welcome back to Wake Up America Weekend. The U.S. border saw its most secure month on October, the 30,561 total encounters that represent the lowest start to a fiscal year ever recorded by Customs and Border Protection. This morning, let's talk about it with our guests. We're joined by former senior advisor to DHS under Secretary Mayorkas, Lieutenant Colonel Berney Flowers, as well as former DEA County Attaché West Tabor, plus our special guests Cherie Murray and Rob Taub. Welcome to you all. So, Colonel, the Trump administration has made securing the southern border a focal point, and it seems to be paying off. With our Department of Homeland Security, Secretary Kristi Noem, who took to social media to boast about the record month in October, saying, quote, history made, the lowest border crossings in October history, and the 6th straight month of 0 releases. This is the most secure border ever. Question, I'm sure this is welcome news after the report last week about infighting with Homeland Security and senior ICE officials. What does this all mean to you, Colonel?
TW and Sarah, thanks for having me. I'm kind of relieved, but I'm also outraged because the issue today is it tells that the Biden administration, the Harris administration, the Mayorkas administration did such a poor job. We've got thugs and criminals running around all over there to Houston. So the ability to make record arrests just indicates that how bad the Biden administration was. So I'm happy to see that Secretary Noem and the president are doing their thing. 3 cheers to them.
Yeah, really good point. Let's get your thoughts on that as well, Michael. I'm sorry, Rob. Let's go to you, Rob. What do you think?
Oh, you're going to
yes,
Rob Taub. I think that the prior administration's border patrol situation was a disaster. Biden had no policy, and the reporting by mainstream media has been horrendous. So I think we need our officials up there on a soapbox all the time. The New York Times called Hamas a militant group. They've called a terrorist from wherever, Argentina, a father, a Maryland dad.
Yeah,
I think that we have to really be adamant about this.
Let's talk about, though, the fact that the NYPD are now being hired to start working for ICE, as many of them try and flee their jobs working with Zohran Mamdani. Berney or Wes? Which one did we go to already? Let's go to Berney. Let's go to Berney.
What do we think about that? I think it's great. These police officers are highly trained, and Zohran Mamdani and the New York establishment basically doesn't have enough money to pay him. The job has to be done, and I wouldn't want to work for a communist either.
And Wes, do you think ICE is sending a message to the new mayor here?
I think so.
You know, this is about change.
No, this one's for Wes. This is for Wes.
Yeah, this is just about change, right? So when you look at what's happening, and what's happening in New York, I'm fearful it could happen in other cities, right? So we have this playbook where ICE is saying, hey guys, come work for us, because the starting pay in NYPD is 61 grand a year. Starting pay for ICE, about 115,000 a year, right? And you get a lot of cool gear, you get to go all over the country, you have jurisdiction wherever you want to go. The bottom line in this is the people, the citizens of New York City are going to be the ones that are going to suffer in this. And until something is done in that city and they try to bring down the crimes, because we have a homicide every day in New York City, and we have 5 rapes a day in New York City. Now, what do you think is going to happen when you have a diluted system? Because all my contacts, one of my former partners, NYPD 3rd grade detective Scott Miller, we talk about this all the time. He's like, listen, these guys are not going to put themselves at risks because they're not going to go to jail. They don't want to go to jail for doing their jobs, and that's what they're fearful of. So we're seeing a real diluted effort now, unfortunately, happening in New York City. It's going to get worse because these guys are scared of what they're going to do. They go to ICE, they're not scared.
Well, Wes, I guess there's good news because the mayor-elect has said we're going to have plenty of social workers to deal with these issues. But, Cherie, I want to go to you. We know that Mamdani did have this to say about ICE. Take a listen.
My message to ICE agents and to everyone across this city is that everyone will be held to the same standard of the law. If you violate the law, you must be held accountable. And there is sadly a sense that is growing across this country that certain people are allowed to violate that law, whether they be the president or whether they be the agents themselves. And what New Yorkers are looking for is an era of consistency.
So, Sharia, it looks like we're headed for a showdown here in New York City between ICE and the mayor. What are your thoughts?
Absolutely. I mean, the police keeps us safe. ICE keeps, illegal migrants out of this country. And so one of the things that I think is going to happen, as we saw when, the federal government came in and seized the handbags and some of the people selling the handbags in lower Manhattan, Jessica Tisch, the commissioner, she was briefed about it hours before. Now, I'm interested to see what's going to happen in the event that, Mamdani is so against our NYPD officers, if he's going to go toe-to-toe with them and, perhaps not work well with the police commissioner, as he said he would keep her on if he was elected, which he was.
Yeah, all right, we're going to leave it there, guys. Thank you very much for joining us, Wes Tabor and Lieutenant Colonel Bernie Flowers. We really appreciate your time here. Thanks, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks, everybody.